For this video, I'm going to do something very interesting. Not only for you, but also for me. More for me than for you. And because it's my life's interest. My life's interest there are so many interests I have, is to revive the ancient herbal medicine. I've talked about it in a few videos before, but I want to take time, a few minutes to talk about the herbal medicine as it is practiced in India, particularly in the tradition of Ayurveda and Siddha medicine. Plants are just not treated simply as just plants, vegetation, but as beings going even beyond the chemicals that are found in the plants. And also their response to sound waves, how sound waves affect the chemicals, as well as the being or the angel or the god or the goddess behind these plants. And there are ever so many views and angles from which you can look at a plant within the Siddha Ayurvedic tradition. And it's not possible for me to go into everything. So let me just confine myself to how the god or goddess works. That's very important. The god and goddess for the plant. And when they come alive, which is what I call as chronopharmacology, which the plant comes alive when the goddess comes alive or the god comes alive. And then they come alive in response to sound waves in association with the time-space components. Meaning that they become alive at a certain hour, a certain constellation, or nakshatra as they are called, or hora, which is a smaller time unit. So it is so sophisticated. So I just started Number Botanicals in the United States, just only introduce the response of the sound component, which I call as phonemes, in enhancing the medicinal healing aspect of this particular herbal extract or powder or whatever form you consume it. And that is the first step. But within the Western tradition, there is not much room, so I decided that I have also a pharmaceutical, herbal pharmaceutical company in India, where there is more possibility because the tradition is still vibrant here, although discontinued to a large extent. In India, the most important component that I want to bring to light because of the strong religious theological tradition is to focus on the deity, a god or goddess behind the herbal medicine. So here I am going to introduce you to Beth, who is taking care of both the Western and the Indian operation. And I told her that you have to be involved in the tradition, and particularly the deity component. So here she is in India now, working on a herbal medicine for psoriasis, and it has been very helpful in dealing with psoriasis, and that's one success story that will be soon be out. But now she is going to talk to us about her own journey, particularly with the goddess who is primarily responsible for the group of saints called siddhas, and who are the custodians of the herbs and herbal medicine, particularly in dealing with the gods and goddesses. Now, she is going to talk about her experience working with a goddess by name Angali, and it's a form of Kali, a goddess, and whose temple she visits, and then it was in the it is very interesting that the temple, the Kali Angali, is alive, and she brought her the necessary PR. The PR person actually got interested in her in an Angali temple, and then she had exposure to the media in Tamil Nadu because of the goddess. So she was talking to me about the goddess yesterday, and I said it was worthwhile. I thought to present you to you, and then to say a few to share with you her ideas and experiences, so forth. So you are not restricted to whatever you want to say, but this is the general, framework of the Siddha medicine. So you can talk about your experience now. So you are not restricted by any constraints.
Thank you, Dr. Pillai, for that wonderful introduction, and also giving a little bit of information about Goddess Angali and how the goddess works. About 45 days ago, Dr. Pillai instructed me to go to this particular Angali temple and walk around the sanctum sanctorium, walk basically around her statue for 108 times a day, twice a day. And I wasn't sure why he had instructed this, but at the time I felt too that I needed some healing, some therapeutic help all the way around, emotionally, psychologically, spiritually. So I figured that this must be why Dr. Pillai, he had seen this and he had asked me to go and get the goddess's help. And each time I've gone around this goddess Angali, and I walked this 108 times, which takes about almost an hour each time, there's a new revelation that comes. Some of them are personal, some are spiritual, some are even professional. She's given amazing guidance with the blessing of Dr. Pillai, amazing guidance on what direction to take certain things. And it's usually she will interact with me when I have a problem, when I'm worried about something, and I will be just thinking about that problem as I walk around her. And then somehow she'll give me a chain of ideas, thoughts, and insights that help me solve that problem in a very practical way. Like I said, some spiritual and some is actually quite practical, different steps to take. So today was a day where she gave quite a bit of information around the secrets to healing, the secrets to preventing disease. And this, I didn't actually expect this. I was thinking more about the company that Dr. Pillai owns, Botanicals, and thinking about how we can help that company go forward and bring out more healing to our customers. But what she gave was first a glimpse or an insight on how, with the technology that we have here in the Siddha culture and acoustics, particularly the acoustics that Dr. Pillai spent 25 years researching on, these sounds, how these two combined can actually give a new gene expression. That gene expression could possibly prevent a lot of diseases such as cancer, diabetes, Alzheimer's, even aging. So the way Angali works is she gives the overall idea and concept, and then she leaves it, seems to be, to the human mind to go ahead and put all the pieces in place and bring the right people, the people who have the domain in science and the domain in the areas that she's instructed in. So after this revelation today, I called Dr. Pillai, Babaji we call him, and I mentioned that this very high vision that could possibly solve disease in the world was given, and that this goddess and many of the goddesses, some of the other goddesses too, particularly in this lineage, have this ability to give us the secrets that can help humankind in revealing our suffering and in releasing that. And today he asked me to share my story with my relationship and my experience with Goddess Angali.
I don't want this video to be too long, but I wanted to conclude by adding a few things that I thought would be valuable to you. When you interact with the plants, you interact with the god or goddess. And I'm in communication with even ordinary plants, just as I was walking upstairs in my office here in India, there are a lot of vinca plants, vinca rosea. And the vinca rosea, as I have mentioned a few times in previous videos, is a very common plant here. But then the chemotherapy medicine, vinblastine, comes from vinca rosea. And she keeps talking to me. It's not that I can only help with cancer cells, destroy them, but I also will help cells to stay young forever. Because I know how to not to be affected by the movement of time. So I can arrest time and keep the cells young forever. And there is literature available where it talks about that vinca rosea, in Sanskrit is called Nitya Kalyani. There are other names in other parts of India for this plant called vinca rosea. I've done quite a bit of research on that. So the future of medicine is going to be understanding more about the goddesses that govern the plants. And then they live in the plant. They are sustained by the plant. And they are willing to sacrifice their lives for the sake of the human beings. The goddess will die for you. When you harvest the plant, the goddess really doesn't die literally, but she will give her body. The plant is the body. for the goddess. She will give the plant, her body to you for your own healing or cure. So this is very interesting. That is going to be the future medicine. Now we are willing to go and look into the invisible world. We are already into nuclear medicine, and so the future is going to be looking at the beings that govern our existence, whether they are plants, they are minerals, or, or, or other things. So that's all I wanted to say for this program. So we probably will talk more later on. I don't know when, but hope soon. God bless.